let's talk about the good environment. Okay, we have seen this. We have all seen a spectacular lightning, a deafening thunder and lightning on a heavy rainy day. Okay, so we are impressed by the sound and the sight of that light, correct or not? So is this good or bad? This is actually good. Okay, so lightning is good. How is it good? Now, every lightning strike, each time they strike and produce lots and lots of voltage of electricity, it generates a broad spectrum of electromagnetic waves. Okay, and this magnetic waves here is the one that sustain the global electromagnetic field. It's actually good. And in 1952, a German physicist by the name of Winfried Otto Schumann, he discovered that during lightning strikes like this, there are extremely low frequencies that are being emitted. Okay, so he measured them. This is not the only ones. There's a list of them. So 7.83, 14.3 hertz, 20.8, 33.8. These are the extremely low frequencies that he picked up. And he called this the Schumann resonance. Okay, so from 3 hertz to 3 kilohertz, this range here that is picked up by Schumann during during the lightning strike like this, he calls them the Schumann extremely low frequencies. Okay, now of these frequencies in that range, there was one that they found to be particularly important, and that is the 7.83 hertz. Okay, you may have heard of this. The 7.83 hertz is very important, and they found it regularly pulsating in the Earth's magnetic field. Okay, now it is so regular that scientists have come to term this particular frequency as the Earth pulse, P-U-L-S-E, or heartbeat. Okay, so the Earth magnetic field seems to have this 7.83 that is very, very prominent. Okay, so this is known as the Schumann resonance. Now, if you look at the entire Earth atmosphere, okay, so there are many, many layers with different names. So the lightning strikes and all that will reach all the way to 350 kilometers from the center of the Earth, okay? So all the way until the ionosphere, okay? So beyond the ionosphere, they found that there is no more. So there is no extremely low frequencies like this, okay, beyond the ionosphere, okay? So within this range from the Earth's atmosphere all the way 350 km, they found that in this atmosphere, lightning can take place and there is the extremely low frequencies available present. Okay, now what got people interested in these frequencies is that when astronauts travel to the moon or to outer space, when they returned, they found that something went wrong with the physiology or the health of the astronauts. So that got people interested to study these Schumann resonances, okay, because is there really an impact? Is it really important, this Schumann resonance, such that when you go out of the ionosphere for a period of time, the human health will be affected? Okay, so that was the beginning of a lot of research done on the Schumann resonance. Okay, now what happens currently is there are artificial EMF that human has created that is causing disturbances to this natural ELF, extremely low frequencies. That means the Schumann resonance. Okay, although we are living within this space, what happens is the artificial EMF from our devices, from satellites and all those that we have created has now interfere with the Schumann resonance such that we are not getting enough of it. So what is the impact on us? Okay, so that is what we want to see. So what happens is that experiments have been conducted since 1981. The first one that they did was this, okay? So they created a box like this, okay? So this is called the Berlin magnetically shielded room. Okay, so this experiment was actually conducted in Germany, Berlin. So what they did is they create an artificial space. Okay, the box is 2.5 meters cube in a cube, all right? And the wall is having 8 layers of materials to actually block off all the Schumann resonance or the extremely low frequencies, the ELF. Okay, and what they do is they put in different organisms. Okay, they put in bacteria, they put in fungus, they put in human into this box for a period of time, and after that to see what happens to them. Okay, so later on there are other experiments that replicated what they have done over here. Okay, now what they have found is when the 7.83 hertz is absent beyond the ionosphere, astronauts who travel over outer space or to the moon, they have health issues upon return to the Earth. Okay, so you can go and read the details in this particular article here. Okay, now some of the issues or problems that they face may include headache, okay, sleep disturbance upon their return because they found there is an imbalance in the melatonin, serotonin in the brain. There will also be emotional disturbances, all right? Now, in the other cases that they found in other experiments, they found that a lack of 7.83, the Schumann resonance, can lead to other issues, heart issues, and even cancer. Okay, then they also found, very interestingly, that the hippocampus in the brain, this yellow structure over here, which is in the inner brain, has a resonant frequency of 7.83. And the hippocampus is involved or in charge of emotional memory. For example, trauma, okay, depression, okay, all that. Okay, now, yeah, so a lack of 7.83 will actually lead to chronic depressions, mood swing, emotional instability, chaos. Okay, yeah, so this is what they found, that the 7.83 is actually very important for human survival. So what they did is, for the astronauts to go into the outer space, they actually invented a Schumann resonance transmitter. So the astronauts will carry with them so that the transmitter will be transmitting the 7.83 hertz while they are out of the ionosphere, all right? So that they get a continuous supply of the 7.83, all right? So you can read the article to find out more. Okay, so what does this mean for us is that the 7.83, in terms of humans have to actually synchronize with the Earth in terms of all the natural cycles, okay? So the electrical organs in the body will be very much affected when we do not get to synchronize with the environment. Okay, so the ELF, the Schumann resonance, is important for our brain cognitive function, okay, because they find that the very low, the extremely low frequencies fall in this range, which is the theta brain waves. Okay, so to receive that is for the brain to receive the theta waves from the environment, and this actually helps in our learning, our creativity. Okay, now our sleep-wake circadian rhythm is also synchronized with the natural environment through the Schumann resonance, our heartbeat rhythm as well. So what happens is when we lack the 7.83, our heartbeat rhythm will also becomes out of sync, chaotic. So we will start to have a heart rate problems, okay? Our pulses and all that becomes chaotic. Our blood pressure also will become out of order. Okay, mental emotional imbalance, okay, from very mild to very extreme, where people can be chronically depressed for no apparent reason. Yeah, so so it's important for our mental emotional health. Also for other homeostatic physiological cycles, our hormonal balance, our temperature, our body fluids, our salt, all this. So for our internal environment. Okay, so we need the Schumann resonance for all this. Okay, so now what happens now is we are not getting enough of this because of all the interference from the human devices. Okay, yeah. So to compensate, that means to put it back in, we can use this under the MagHealy Classic program. There is the Earth program over here. So if you have used the Earth program before, this is what you will see. All right, so you will see this Earth program, there is a 7.8 here. So if you run the program, so you will keep seeing the 7.83. All right, so you can actually receive the 7.83 if you have any of those issues that I mentioned just now. So it could be your heart, your blood pressure, your brain function, your memory. It could be your emotional health. If you find that you are constantly having mood swing, depressive feelings, okay, if you're having issues with your sleep and all that, okay, other than using all the sleep programs, you may actually want to try this, okay, using the Earth program instead. Okay, so to add on one more. Okay, now the next one, which is good for us, is actually spherics. Okay, so for spherics, it is slightly higher. Just now, the ELF, it extremely low frequencies is 3 hertz to 3 kilohertz. This is spherics, which is the next range, is from 10 to 15 kilohertz. So this particular frequency range is good also for sleep, for our circadian rhythm, to reduce our stress, to help us to relax, to feel calm, helps us in our brain to focus, be alert. So this is more of the beta gamma, okay, the higher range, help us in our mood. It is also anti-inflammation and is also for pain relief. Now, currently, our pain management is to use this. Yeah, so if it's a nerve pain from nerve damage and dysfunction, we actually use GABA, GABA, and then we use antidepressants to actually suppress, okay, the nervous activity so as to reduce the pain. Now, for chronic pain, we actually use NSAIDs or even opioids, okay, to numb and to reduce the pain and the inflammation. Okay, so now what happens is there is another way that has been used. Okay, so this article is 2015. It's published in 2015 that a new way of managing pain is to use the 10 kilohertz. 10 kilohertz, all right? So they use 10 kilohertz high frequencies to stimulate the spinal cord. SCS is spinal cord stimulation therapy. So for people who have chronic pain, severe pain, this is the method that they are currently using. So this is a clinical summary, meaning that they have already used it, practiced it. So they have done the research on actual human subjects, and then they wrote this article. All right. So you can actually read it if you want to. So they find that the pain relief is actually quite long lasting. Okay, now the other one, which is published quite recently in 2020, is also another one over here using 10 kilohertz for spinal cord stimulation. So they compare it with the past and now. And they have also used subjects that have used the traditional low frequencies who are not successful in their pain management, and then they use the new method. Okay, so the old method of managing pain, which you can also see in Healy under local stimulation. Okay, Healy under local stimulation, if you have used chronic pain or if you have used the back pain, the spine, you will see 40 hertz. Sometimes you will see 0.5 hertz and all that. So these are actually under the old method, which is low frequencies. So from 0.5 to 150 hertz, this is very common for microcurrent stimulation, which is what we are also use in our local stimulation in Healy. There are also vibrational frequencies, which they use 50 to 60, or solfeggio frequencies. Okay, so the past method compared with the new method using 10 kilohertz. So they did a 24 months, 2 years analysis. They compare these two methods on 85 subjects for the new method, 10 kilohertz stimulation, and 71 using the low frequency 50 to 60 hertz. All right, okay. So they found that those with back pain, leg pain, a higher percentage of this 85 subjects actually see significant improvement compared to only half of the old method. All right, so this is the comparison. So where can we find our 10 kilohertz? So we are back to MagHealy Classic again. Spherics. Do you see spherics here? All right. So this is this one, the entire 30-minute program. You are only given one frequency, which is the 10 kilohertz. So this one here, you just need to turn on the MagHealy and then place it on your belly, the navel, and then just run the 10 kilohertz for 30 minutes. Okay, so if you are struggling with pain, and if you have used the local stimulation and the pain has not subsided for you, I would suggest that you can actually try this. Okay, under spherics, use this particular program to see if your pain relief improve. Now, if you have other issues like sleep, okay, your brain or your ability to relax and all that, if you have used all the sleep programs and you're still not having a satisfying good sleep, you may want to try this as well. Okay, try the earth, use the earth as well as the spherics, and then see what happens to your body and how it responds from there.